All right, welcome to 2025 Productions. Welcome to my channel. Welcome. Especially if you're coming from Letterboxd. This is going to be my best of 2024. We started with the worst of, now we're going to the best of. We're having our veggies now. We started dessert, we're having our veggies. So, I'm going to try to keep this short and sweet and a little less a mess like the last one was. So first, honorable mention, I picked 5 out of my top 10 through 20. The first one's going to be Civil War. Dude, Civil War was fantastic. So visceral, just another great outing from Alex Garland. Some people, I'm sure, will be happy to see 2 movies on here. Megalopolis. I thought Megalopolis was fun. I thought it was a good time. It's a good vibes movie. Is it a great movie? No. Is it a good movie? Probably not even a good movie. But I had a good time. I don't even know really what to say about it because it's just such an anomaly. Lisa Frankenstein was an underappreciated one from last year. I really loved that. And Joker 2, a lot better than people give it credit for. I appreciated it a lot more than most. And Dune 2, probably the best sci-fi movie from last year. And here it is. We're gonna try to do this quick. Start from the top. Here, directed by Zemeckis. Kind of a dark horse in terms of a top 10. Not many people have here in your top 10, but I loved it. It's a good movie. It's sappy and it's tear-jerky and blah, 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 but that's the point. And it succeeds at that. Number 9. It's going to be The Wild Robot. A favorite from this year. For a lot of people, it was really, really, really solid. The third act, has to be all actiony and world-ending, but it still felt focused and it still had so much heart. And it was good in 3D as well. Number 8, Baby Girl. Just Nicole Kidman is great. Nicole Kidman's fantastic in this. And so is Antonio Banderas and Harrison something. I forget his name, the actor from Iron Claw. They're all great here. And 7th, just like Kidman, Mikey Madison in Anora is fantastic. She is electric. She is sexy. She is open and vulnerable and to a point and only under circumstances. She just has to play so many different emotions and it's heartbreaking by the end. One of the most heartbreaking movies of the year. In number 6, we're moving along. My Old Ass. So fucking good. I thought Margot Robbie was going to be in it. She just produced it. I'm a dumbass. But Aubrey Plaza and the younger girl play this amazing coming-of-age comedy with a couple of pretty dark tones in there to get a good balance. Just so good. One of the best movies of the year. Going to top 5. Don't get scared now. A Real Pain. Objection! Stop the count. So, I do have to add a little addition here. Hundreds of Beavers. What a movie. I just watched it last night. I might have it tied with A Real Pain. It's somewhere in the top 5, top 6 or 7. It was fantastic. It's slapstick. It's inventive and it's funny and it's so creative. One of the most creative little indie movies I've seen. This is the most recent one I've watched. I watched it yesterday. It's so good. It's everything you'd want from a dramedy. Jesse Eisenberg directs, writes, and stars in A Real Pain, opposed to Kieran Culkin, and he just won the Golden Globe, and he obviously deserves it. So good. Just reminds me of why films can be so expressive and so they tap into something that I just personally, just me, I just don't get from other media. 4. Strange motherfucking Darling. Strange Darling was great. Strange Darling was one of the biggest surprises of the year, and it's criminal. It got such a tiny, minuscule release. Directed confidently, acted so well. There's not one scene where you're like, oh, that wasn't that great. It's just absolutely fantastic. Top 3, The Substance. Everybody knows about The Substance. It hit a chord with just barely touching the mainstream where like your average Joe might have heard of it. Such a good success, and it's so good to see Demi Moore and Margaret Qualley get such a unique but still accessible enough film to where a good amount of people have been able to appreciate it. And Mubi, dude, what a W for Mubi. I mean, the little streaming service that could. I hope they do more big movies now. Top 2. Mine aren't too dissimilar from other people's top 2, but for a reason. Challengers. Do I have to say anything? The Trent Reznor score is the heartbeat of the movie, and Zendaya is like the puppet master. And the final scene, I mean, these tennis matches are everything you'd want from a sports movie or any sort of action scene. And speaking of action, Furiosa, a Mad Max saga. This movie is great. I only gave it 4.5 on my first watch. Second watch, 4.5. Or third watch. Once you're at the third watch, I was like, this is a 5-star movie. This is great. Anya Taylor-Joy is a joy. She's so reserved, and she's so, but it's like she knows what's going on. She's reserved, but you can tell the gears are turning, and she knows how to get out of any situation. One of the best action movies in the past couple years. I'm trying to think like action movies. Winter Soldier in 2014. You know, John Wick, Mission Impossible. I'm like, what else? What else is there? These Mad Max movies are just a joy. So that's it. That's my top 10, or I guess 15 with the honorable mentions. There was so many good movies this year. I forget my Letterboxd. Watched about 50, 60 or so a little bit less than 2023. It's been a good year for movies. Box office-wise, I think it was just a little tiny bit less, but that's still fine. We're still recovering. Obviously, we felt the effects of the strikes from 2023, but it wasn't a crazy amount of things that were delayed. And I think it was a really good year for feminist filmmaking. There was a lot of female roles that were well written and well realized. I mean, out of the 10 in my top 10, there's only 3 that don't have a female lead. A lot of those movies have feminist themes. There was also a lot of club scenes and like a lot of substance abuse. I noticed that. Like Fall Guy, he takes drugs. The Substance, clearly. I mean, The Substance is an allegory for so much. Megalopolis, there's a big trip scene. So, The Outrun has a trip scene. Baby Girl and We Live in Time, another club scene. Just, weird. I like to look at weird patterns like that. It was also a good year for the desert. Now we're cooking with gas. Because Beetlejuice, Dune 2, Twisters, even the Fall Guy, because they were parodying Dune, and even Godzilla X Kong. I think another one I'm missing. A lot of deserts, weirdly enough. But yeah, that's about it. So, thank you for watching. I tried to make this as quick as possible. I swear, no one's watching these videos anyways, but more people will watch them if they're shorter, So thank you for watching. I hope you have a good 2025. I'm going to try my best to have one. And here's to watching more movies.